Let's talk about recycling. See, here's the thing. I've made a video about this before. In the United States, the message is very loud and clear. It's the end of the world. Global warming. Fish are dying. Fish are eating plastic. They're eating our garbage. We're dumping our garbage in the oceans. This is bad. It's the end of the world. But yet there's not a lot of clear, simple direction on what we should actually do about it. And I think that's part of the problem. I've said this before in videos. Someone who is a strong communicator can take a complicated concept and make it simple. But a poor communicator is going to take a simple concept and make it difficult. And I think that's what's happening when it comes to saving the world from us human beings destroying it. We don't know what we're actually supposed to do. Like, it's almost like, well, the solution is drive a Prius and recycle. Like, okay, and be more political, be really liberal, and then don't vote Republican because Republicans are okay with big black smoke factories. Like, it's very vague. Like, we gotta do something about this, but then there's no practical things for us to do as individuals. This is part of a package from, LaCroix, the carbonated water with like a drop of essential oil, so it has no calories. I've been doing that recently to see if I can, maybe can help me not eat things with more calories in them and, try to slim down a little bit. Well, there's this, here in the United States, Kroger is a very popular chain of grocery stores. And so they have their own cheap version of everything that's a top seller. And so they have their own version of it. They just call it, I guess, flavored seltzer water. But I was looking at this, they come in aluminum cans. And I was looking at the sticker on here and reading this, and it says, have you seen B.O.B? Less plastic, fantastic. You saved a plastic bag. So they're saying, hey, by drinking this beverage out of a can, that's less plastic. Because I think something Americans are specifically, as we're trying to figure out, well, how do we save the planet? I think something we're understanding better now is that recycling is good, but plastic's the real problem. I watched an episode of Adam Ruins Everything, and he talked about this. He said, we've been brainwashed to recycle, yet recycling may not be the solution because ultimately plastic is still not a good thing. He's said it used to be that it wasn't about plastic, it was that you recycle your glass bottles and you get some money back to do that. But now it's become where all these companies make it our problem to recycle their garbage, their plastic. And still plastic ends up in the ocean and ends up hurting wildlife and all of that. So I'm just saying, for me, I'm being more mindful of plastic. And I was thinking, okay, where do I start? I'll tell you where I start. At work, I take my own organic instant coffee. I typically make myself 2 cups a day of that. I have plenty of mugs at the house, and I have plenty of spoons at the house. All I have to do is take a mug and a spoon to my office and just do that. But it's easier not to take the mug and the spoon and have to rinse it out and wash it out, because they have a never-ending stack of plastic cups and spoons right there. And I'm admitting I haven't even started using a real mug and spoon yet because it's still so convenient. And every day I'm going through 2 spoons and 2 cups made out of plastic, making this world a worse place because of my laziness. It's funny because something here in the United States, there's all this talk about you need to stop driving all these cars that are bad on gas mileage and all this. But Adam Ruins Everything on that show on Netflix, he's also explained that, like, well, as long as you drive an older model car and you don't keep getting new cars, it actually is better for the environment for me to drive a 2010 Jeep that only had 60,000 miles on it. As long as I keep this Jeep for a long time and keep driving it, it actually is worse for the environment for me to go get a new electric car, because now I created a demand for them to make, because it hurts the environment to make electric cars. So you're actually better off by driving an old car and just not getting a new car. There's so much misinformation going on. And I'd like to be a better human being and save the planet. but I just don't think that we understand as individuals what we can actually do that's actually going to help. Instead of these agendas like, just recycle. Well, no, actually consuming plastic, single-use plastic is the problem. Single-use plastic is a problem. I'm not like, oh, you shouldn't buy Legos. No, single-use plastic, like those cups and those spoons that I'm using at work because it's easier, that is adding to the problem. Those aren't being recycled. They're going into the ocean. It's a bad thing. As far as on a moral scale, I'm doing a wrong thing right there. You know, it's funny, one of the things I say on my videos is most people fear being perceived as wrong, immoral, or ignorant. And that's one of the most popular comments I say back to people in the comment section, because they want to imply one of those things about me, because ultimately they fear being perceived as wrong, ignorant, or immoral. And I'm open about it. I'm like, I am immoral, I am wrong, I am ignorant, I know these things. But talk about a way that I'm immoral. Single-use plastic. I really need to change. And I think part of why I made this video is to hold myself accountable to it. But in reality, what are ways we can actually save the planet that are actually not counterproductive? Avoiding single-use plastic, I think that's an idea that's finally catching on in the United States. But remember, I'm an American and we don't know anything over here, right? Europe is leading the way. Spain is leading the way. What is it that's going to take another 15 years before us to finally figure it out? I bet Europe already knew long ago that single-use plastic was a problem, right? But it's just now becoming a conversation here in the United States that is hitting the mainstream. What other things do we need to know that are practical, everyday things that everyone can make a change? Stop using single-use plastic? Yes. What else is in that category? Comments? Right here.